As of, I don't know if 2.5 days ago, I think is what we decided.
Mm-hmm.
June 1st, UNC football fans, you have every right to be uneasy. I rarely advocate for going full Chicken Little, going full, this guy is falling. No. But if your antennas are up and you're a little worried, like the second time you hear a noise in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
First time, something blew over.
Yeah, you make an excuse.
Something happened.
Some weird.
Second time, it's like, all right, I'm not getting out of bed because I'm cozy.
But I'm alert.
But my antennas are up, right? That's where UNC fans should be. Bill Belichick's buyout dropped from $10 million. So this is the coaching side buyout, by the way. Not if they fire Bill Belichick, they have to pay him. It's if he leaves UNC, he has to pay them. The Bill Belichick buyout dropped from $10 million to $1 million earlier this week.
It's a big difference.
$10 million? That's pretty good. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care if you're worth $100+ million. Just cutting a check for $10 million is a pretty good opposite of incentive. Dissentive.
Yes.
There you go. Making up words.
It's fine.
Pretty good motivation to stay. $1 million if you're worth $100 million. I don't know what Bill Belichick is, but I know he's making double-digit millions for a long time as a coach, and I assume has been pretty good with his money. $1 million is palatable. $1 million is palatable.
Apparently, his net worth is $70 million.
All right, $1 million, a lot more. 1/7 of your net, or 1/70th.
Yep.
1/10 of your net.
Something like that.
People that listen to my show know on-air math never ends well. I don't know why. I can't stop from doing it.
We need Tulski. Eric Tulski.
I just need somebody in right there. Or Eric Eager for the Panthers. For those, he's like their quant. I'm going to point to you. You're going to tell me the answer to my math questions. He's actually like the vice president of analytics, so smart guy.
Fancy.
That's a big difference, is kind of what all of my jibber-jabbering about math was supposed to tell you. That's a big difference. And it's in a contract. If this were just something that popped up, if this were standard, if this were like the boilerplate contract and it happened, I would think nothing of it. Because Bill Belichick has not said or done anything that makes us think that he is not going to coach UNC this year. But in a contract, like lawyers get paid a lot of money to look over the entire contract.
Yeah, they do.
To agree, you got to initial you ever sign up for a cell phone? Like you got to initial 150 times. Like for something that small. If you are going to become the highest paid state employee, if you are going to become the leader of a very recognizable brand, if you are being tasked with competing against the biggest brands in college football, every inch of that contract will be looked over and negotiated. So the fact that in his contract, months before he ever coaches a game, his buyout went from $10 million to $1 million tells me it was haggled.
Mm-hmm.
Like they ended there and probably had to give something else up to get there, right? He had to have conversations. His agent had to negotiate to end there. And why would you want it to drop? Because if I'm the coach and I just took a job and I'm pretty confident I like the job, I'm not using that as a trade piece. I'm going, all right, I want my buyout to drop after year number 1. That makes sense for a few reasons. One, if you go, 12-0 and make the college football playoff and win the ACC, then everybody's going to want you and they're going to want you for a whole bunch of money. So, okay, all right. And by the way, UNC would take that. If you get a ACC championship CFP, you prove it can be done, perfect. See ya. We'll get another coach in here, but now our expectations have been raised. For you to say, I want the buyout to drop before, I'm sure UNC goes, why not after?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, no, well, actually, you can have this thing that you want. I want the earlier buyout. Like, that's how it works. Why would you use any negotiation leverage to have it now? And if you remember, they took a while. He agreed to be the coach. He was announced as the coach, and the contract hadn't been signed for weeks after because, iron out the details, right? Oh, we did the same thing with so-and-so, like the other coaches that we have. This was a haggled-over contract. Why would you end it here for your buyout? It makes so little sense to have the buyout drop before you even coach a game. And gambling's legal in the state of North Carolina now, so I can use a gambling analogy. I dabble. I'll put it that way. So I'm speaking from experience. Every once in a while, there's like a line set or an odd set that don't make any sense.
None at all.
Teams on a 5-game winning streak, teams on a 5-game losing streak. They're playing each other, and somehow it's a pick'em. And the 5-0 win streak is at home, and it's a pick'em.
Right. What do they know that I don't know?
That's exactly what I go to. If something doesn't make sense, the odds makers usually know something. Especially if like all of the public money is being bet on the team that's 5-0, but the line isn't moving, right? It's all right. What do they know? Who's hurt that we don't know about yet? Is the weather like something is going on? Those are just two super obvious examples. If we couldn't figure that out, we'd be dumb. But you start thinking what, and then I usually don't bet on those games because I'm like, no, Vegas knows something. They're inviting my money. I'm not a sheep.
Right.
So maybe gambling has locked me into this. It's taught me this. But if there's something out there that doesn't make any sense to me, I go, all right, there's something I don't know. Mm-hmm. And that's important. Knowing what you don't know is important. The buyout dropping from $10 million to $1 million months before he coaches his first game doesn't make sense to me. Thus, I'm assuming there's something I don't know. Now, what is that? There could be a million things, right? Could be that the school just wanted to get through the entire NFL hiring process. And they knew after the draft, after free agency, everybody would have their head coach. No one would be looked. So maybe they asked for that. That's a possibility. Is it likely? I don't think so, because why wouldn't you ask for more? But maybe it's that. Maybe it's Bill Belichick really wasn't sure if he was going to like college, and he wanted to get through an offseason of recruiting and transfer portal, and then he wanted to be able to bail if he was having the worst time of his life. Maybe there's something involved with his 24-year-old girlfriend. I don't want to go down that path, but maybe.
Can't rule it out.
There's something I don't know. And if there were anything important that I didn't know about the coach of my favorite team, I'd be uneasy. Mm-hmm. I'd be uneasy. I wouldn't, again, not the sky is falling, but if I were an odds maker,
right?
If I were Vegas, I'd move the odds a little bit more in favor of him potentially not coaching a game at UNC. Still would be long odds. You'd still get paid a good amount if you bet that Bill Belichick was never going to coach for UNC. But the odds of it say it's more likely now than 4 days ago.
Definitely raises an eyebrow.
That's insane. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And I also, you'll learn this about me if you tune into to my show, or I'm on this one more. I don't like when logic and reason don't add up.
Yeah.
Usually there's a very simple, very on the surface reason for why something happened. We may have missed it, but like in retrospect, we go, oh, there it is. I don't like when that piece is missing. And this is definitely it. So if you hear the frustration in my voice.
Yeah. I mean, something's awry.
That's what's going on.
Something weird is happening, and I need to know about this.
Somebody in Chapel Hill.
Yes.
You could DM me from a burner.
They know something.
From Tarheel 4597.
They've seen it.
I won't be able to go on air unless you give me more cited sources.
Right.
But it would make me feel better.
Right.